Hey YouTube, Eastridge Hiker here. Just wanted to do an update review on what has become my favorite knife. This is a BPS. The HK5. HK stands for hunting knife. And BPS, I found out, actually stands for, what was it? Bushcraft Paracord Survival. In case anyone was curious. But I made some changes to this thing. I've been carrying it for close to 2 months now. I've used the crap out of it. And I love it. I love it. Especially after the little just changes I've made. You can see the blade's dark. I blued it. And then I made this divot for a bow drill. I took this out, this finger groove. I lessened these quite a bit. They were sharp. I'm going to put up a picture, kind of a side-by-side, so that you can see the differences, because some of them are a little subtle. I darkened the handle. I did that with a torch, actually, not any kind of stain or anything. I took some of the swell out of the sides. I did that really because of this, the divot, and the fact that JB welded that in, so it's going absolutely nowhere. And then I thought about making another scale for it. And when I went to take it off, I broke this part, if you can see it. And so I had to sand that down quite a bit to make it a little smoother, more comfortable. Since I haven't made scales for it yet. I am going to. I'm going to make some thicker ones to see which I like better. But I love this so far. I took some of this hump out because it was causing a hot spot for me. Added this jimping. And then the sheath was leather. Awesome sheath. Great leather sheath. Had a dangler. And so the only problem for me was I wear a concealed carry belt. And so I have other stuff on my belt, and then the belt itself is, not super easy to take on and off, especially when I got to take off, other stuff to go along with it. So I wanted to exchange the sheath for something that I could just clip on, so I went with this. This is a sheath from a different knife I had, and a clip from another knife I had. So I reformed this kydex to fit this. And then this clip, it does that. So it makes it easier. Some other things I've done, obviously, there's a lot going on here with this sheath. That's guitar string. I'll get to that in a minute. I made this little companion knife and a sheath for it that is mounted onto this, which is just a piece of scrap kydex I had from a gun holster. It's a lot easier to do off camera. This is a smaller knife that I wanted to use, for stuff that needed a smaller knife, basically. Detail stuff. This was a crappy little neck knife that I had. I think it came in a SHTF box subscription that I used to get. It was either an M-Tech or a Master USA. I think it's basically the same company. But it was something that was never going to be used. I was never going to carry it. I was never going to wear it. Did not like it. It did not look like this. This was serrated edge. It was hell to sharpen. I don't know what the deal was. So I reprofiled the blade. obviously you can see this crazy thing going on, but that's what it took to smooth it out, to make it basically like a Scandi grind. As close as I can come to one anyway. This handle was completely different. I cut it to make it, you know, what I wanted. Added this on to make it easier to pull it out. This was a weird screw thumb thing. It wasn't a folder, so I don't know why it had this here. But, you know, on the folder, it was to assist opening. But I couldn't get it out. I tried. It stripped as soon as I put the Torx bit in there. Couldn't get it out, so I filed it down. Now it's part of the knife, but it's super sharp now. This is stainless. This is carbon steel, as most of you know. But yeah, I did that to it. And then this is actually Holtzman Gorilla Survival. They have or they used to carry this tactical pin that came with a survival card. So I modified it to suit my needs, because I like to do stuff like that. I like to tinker, mess with crap. So this, I drilled this out. I think there was a knife blade in here. It wasn't exactly a knife blade. It was like almost like an X-Acto knife blade / can opener / scraper for the tiny little ferro rod that used to be in it. So I did that to it, and drilled it out. JB welded this ferro rod in it, which is an old one I had that is well used, but still got quite a bit of life. If you open this up, it's a little fishing spool, which is groovy. It's got a hook. You can see that there. Yeah. Take this part off. Something I'll probably never use. Glass breaker. Maybe crush some nuts with it. I thought about that. I don't know. I don't really eat a lot of nuts out in the wild, but you never know. A little button compass. Dry compass, which I do like. And inside, let's see, a little piece of string in there. Let's see if I can get that out. Hope I can get it out. That's the whole purpose of it. It's basically a tiny little survival kit that I've kind of created out of this sheath on this knife I like. So this is jute twine, and if I did it correctly, it's not going to come out. There's also a baggie in here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that out without something. Oh yeah, I will. Okay, it came out easier than I thought it would. Cool. So as you can see, this is hollow. And here I have some of the stuff. Let me get the focus here. From that survival card. Let me open this baggie. It'll be a lot easier. Okay. So we have another hook. That's an actual real fishing hook. I found it in my floor. I think it came out of that originally anyway, because that's what I've been messing with. We've got a snare lock, 2 trap buckles, hence the guitar string. Check this out. This is a little fishing lure. This is another little fishing lure. I've got it all folded up. I don't remember what this thing came with. It came in something that I had. Let's see. And then you got a safety pin. I don't know why. I've never used one pretty much for anything, but and then 3 sinkers. You know, so I'm gonna try to go fishing with this little thing just for the, fun of it. Because I think it would be really cool if I caught something. It'd be crazy. But anyway, back to this. That's what's in that. Throw that baggie down there. You got your fishing spool, blah, blah, blah. And then the rest of this is basically, I drilled this out. This had stuff on each side, but I drilled it out so that I could slip it over that ferro rod. And then you've got your whistle, survival whistle. So, all that. And then this is actually just Velcro thing. I use this as a dangler. I put this around my belt and then around this clip. Like so, and I use that to make a dangler. And you never know, maybe a tourniquet if I ever chop my arm up real bad or something. Hope not, but you never know. But this knife is awesome. It stays sharp like forever, it feels like. I've sharpened it twice now, but not really because it needed it, just because I like to sharpen my knives and I want to sharpen other knives, and so I went ahead and sharpened it too. But it's really just a touch-up. I've beat the immortal crap out of it, and the only damage I've done so far is that tiny bit to the tip. I don't know if you can see that. That was actually just something on it, but you see how it's curved? It chipped it just the tiniest bit. You can't even see it on this side. That was on a rock, but I've beat the crap out of that thing, and it has held up so good, so good. BPS HK5. They're made in Ukraine. It's 1066 carbon steel. It's a 5.1 inch blade. Don't remember how long the handle is, but man, I love this thing, especially with the additions I've done to the sheath. It's like having my own survival kit every time I go out to the woods, and have my knife on me. I know I've got way more than I'll ever need. Considering I usually have my pack if I have this thing. But it's fun, shits and giggles. And I love this freaking knife. I'm definitely gonna get some more stuff from them. Everything they did, I know it's like handmade knives. I'm sure, probably cut out and then they hand sharpen it and all that stuff, but they're great. The fit and finish on them is not perfect. It's like it's a knife that's meant to be used, and it comes out like a knife that's meant to be used, but it comes shaving sharp, scary ass sharp, and it's almost dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, don't order one, because daggone, you'll cut yourself bad. And so easy to just touch up, resharpen. I can't say enough about them. I'd highly recommend it. I've never had like a Tops knife or anything. I don't have $300 to blow on a knife, or a Falcon, even anything like that. I've never had those really expensive knives, and I'm sure they're worth it, if you have that money to blow. But if you don't, and you want something that's going to hold an edge and you can beat the crap out of, and even if you do have that money, and just, you know, can't see spending $300 on a knife or more. I mean, they get way up there. But pick one of these up. You know, they beat the crap out of a Mora, I gotta say. I don't know about the smaller ones. That's something I'm still gonna try. You know, I've got a Mora and I love it, and I've beat it up, but you know, it's not full tang, and I use it knowing that, so I don't do what I've done to this, and I don't think it would hold up if I did, but you never know, it might. I don't want to break it to find out, so I mean, I love that knife, but I haven't carried it or even used it since I've gotten this, and I just can't say enough. I'm definitely going to try some of the other stuff. I've got my eye on that, I don't remember what it's called. It's got the black handle and a little different blade shape, drop point, but it's pretty sweet. But, you know, definitely check them out if you haven't tried it. I definitely recommend it. It's my go-to. It's definitely my favorite knife now. It's been, you know, close to 2 months now, and it quickly became my favorite knife. It took the place of, well, I don't want to talk shit about other knife companies, so I shouldn't have mentioned Mora, actually, but hey, those Mora fanboys, they can take it. You know, they're like Glock fanboys. They're diehard. So yeah, check them out. I definitely recommend them. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Check out my other stuff. I got a lot of stuff like this. I've got some other stuff coming up that's a little different. If you didn't like it, you know, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why. Give me a comment. If you stay, I mean, chances are if you didn't like it, you didn't stay this long, so I don't expect to see any comments there for that. But and if you didn't stay, you know, and watch the whole thing, then screw you. You're not here to hear it anyway. All right, thanks, guys. I'm out.